Down and Out in Beverly Hills. In 1986, Down and Out in Beverly Hills brought dark comedy to the big screen. Directed by Paul Mazursky, the film follows wealthy coat-hanger businessman Dave Whiteman, who saves homeless drifter Jerry Baskin from drowning in his swimming pool. Jerry's arrival turns the rich family's life upside down. Based on a 1932 French film, this was Disney's first R-rated movie. The film was a huge hit, making over $62 million and bringing new life to its three main stars' careers. Nearly 40 years later, let's see where the cast ended up and who sadly passed away. Nick Nolte, Jerry Baskin born. February 8, 1941, Nick Nolte was 44 years old when he played Jerry Baskin. Nolte's performance as the homeless man who turns a rich family's life upside down became one of his most memorable roles. To get ready for the part, he actually lived on the streets of Los Angeles for several weeks and didn't bathe for a month. His portrayal showed both Jerry's sadness and his clever ability to figure people out. Before the film, Nolte had become a well-known leading man. He broke through with the 1976 TV miniseries Rich Man, Poor Man, earning an Emmy nomination. He starred in North Dallas 40, 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy, and Under Fire. Down and Out in Beverly Hills gave his career a boost and showed he could do both comedy and drama. After the film, Nolte had an amazing career. He starred in Weeds, New York Stories, and Cape Fear. In 1991, he got his first Oscar nomination for The Prince of Tides, winning the Golden Globe for Best Actor. He got a second Oscar nomination for Affliction in 1998, playing an abusive father. In 2011, at age 70, he got a third Oscar nomination for Warrior. Nolte appeared in Lorenzo's Oil, The Thin Red Line, Hulk, and Tropic Thunder. He starred in the HBO series Luck and the epic series Graves. More recently, he appeared in The Mandalorian and Poker Face. Nolte struggled with alcohol for years, quitting in 1990, before starting to drink again in the late 1990s. In 2002, he was arrested for DUI, which led to his famous mugshot. He went to rehab and has been sober since. Nolte has been married 4 times and has 2 children. At 83, he's still acting with an estimated net worth of $75 million. Richard Dreyfuss. Dave Whiteman, born October 29, 1947. Richard Dreyfuss was 38 years old when he played Dave Whiteman. Dreyfuss played the nervous, guilty rich businessman whose interest in Jerry's free lifestyle shows his own unhappiness with wealth. His performance mixed comedy with real crisis, making Dave both funny and relatable. Before Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Dreyfuss was already an Oscar winner. He starred in American Graffiti and became famous in Jaws and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. In 1977, he won the Academy Award for Best Actor for The Goodbye Girl at age 30, the youngest man to win at the time. However, by the early 1980s, Dreyfuss had a serious cocaine problem and his career went downhill. He went to rehab in 1982, got clean, and Down and Out marked his big comeback. After the film, Dreyfuss rebuilt his career. He starred in Stakeout, Tin Men, and Always, directed by Steven Spielberg. He played great roles in Mr. Holland's Opus, earning another Oscar nomination, and What About Bob, opposite Bill Murray. In recent years, Dreyfuss has worked a lot in film and television. He appeared in The American President, Piranha 3D, and The Last Laugh. On television, he had roles in Weeds and Parenthood. He started the Dreyfuss Civics Initiative to teach people about government. Dreyfuss has been married 3 times and has 3 children. He's talked publicly about having bipolar disorder and works to raise awareness about mental health. At 77, Dreyfuss is still active with an estimated net worth of $5 million. Bette Midler. Barbara Whiteman, born December 1, 1945. Bette Midler was 40 years old when she played Barbara Whiteman. Midler brought great comedy to Barbara, the rich wife looking for meaning through yoga, therapy, and self-help. Her performance perfectly showed Beverly Hills' fakeness while showing real frustration underneath. Before the film, Midler was mostly known as a singer and stage performer. She became famous in the early 1970s with her Divine Miss M character, winning a Grammy and Tony Award. She made her first film, The Rose in 1979, earning an Oscar nomination for Best Actress. Her next film, Jinxed, was terrible. Down and Out in Beverly Hills brought her back as a comedy actress. After the film, Midler became a huge movie star. She starred in Ruthless People, Outrageous Fortune, Big Business, and Beaches, which had her hit song, Wind Beneath My Wings. She got another Oscar nomination for the Boys in 1991. She appeared in Hocus Pocus, The First Wives Club, and The Stepford Wives. Midler went back to singing with successful tours and albums. She performed in Las Vegas and won Emmy Awards for TV specials. She came back in Hocus Pocus 2 in 2022. She started the New York Restoration Project, a group focused on fixing up New York City parks. Midler married artist Martin von Haselberg in 1984 in a Las Vegas wedding. They have one daughter, actress Sophie von Haselberg. The couple has been together for over 40 years. At 79, Midler is still performing with an estimated net worth of $250 million. Little Richard Orvis Goodnight, born December 5th of 1932, Little Richard was 53 years old when he played Orvis Goodnight. Little Richard played the Whiteman's colorful neighbor who complained about police not sending helicopters when he reported break-ins. His big personality brought real rock and roll energy to the film. He performed Great Gosh Almighty, It's a Matter of Time, for the movie's music, which became his last hit song on the charts. Before the film, Little Richard was already a rock and roll legend. In the 1950s, he created rock music with huge hits like Tutti Frutti, Long Tall Sally, Good Golly, Miss Molly, and Lucille. His wild style, pounding piano, and screams influenced everyone from Elvis Presley and the Beatles to Prince and David Bowie. After giving up music in 1957 to become a minister, he came back in the 1960s but never got as popular again. After Down and Out, Little Richard stayed busy in entertainment. He appeared in movies, commercials, and TV shows including The Simpsons and Full House. He was one of the first people added to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1986. He got a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1993. He kept touring into the 2010s, with his last concert in Murfreesboro, Tennessee in 2014. Little Richard struggled his whole life with his sexuality and his religion. He sometimes said he was gay, and sometimes said he wasn't in different interviews. He became a minister in 1970 and performed weddings for famous people while still doing his music career. Little Richard passed away on May 9, 2020, at age 87, from bone cancer at his home in Tullahoma, Tennessee. His brother, sister, and son were with him. Elizabeth Pena, Carmen, born September 23, 1959. Elizabeth Pena was 26 years old when she played Carmen. Pena played the Whiteman's housekeeper, who goes from watching soap operas to becoming more political during the film. Her character gets involved with Jerry and has her own awakening. Pena brought real depth to a role that could have been just a stereotype. Before the film, Pena was building her career with roles in El Super and Crossover Dreams. She came from a theater family. Her father was Cuban actor and playwright Mario Pena. They started the Latin American Theater Ensemble in New York. Elizabeth went to New York's High School of the Performing Arts. After Down and Out, Pena had a busy career. She starred in La Bamba as Rosie Morales, Batteries Not Included, and Jacob's Ladder. In 1996, she won the Independent Spirit Award for Best Supporting Female for her great performance in John Sayles' Lone Star opposite Chris Cooper. She appeared in Rush Hour, Transamerica, and Nothing Like the Holidays. Pena worked a lot in television. She starred in the ABC show I Married Dora and appeared regularly on Resurrection BLVD as family mother Bibi Corrales. She played Sofia Vergara's mother on Modern Family, even though she was only 13 years older. She did voices for Mirage in The Incredibles and Rosa Santos in Maya and Miguel. Pena became the fourth Latina to join the Directors Guild of America, directing episodes of Resurrection BLVD and The Brothers Garcia. She was married to Hans Rolla from 1994, and they had 2 children. Sadly, Pena struggled with alcoholism. She passed away on October 14, 2014, at age 55 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles from liver disease caused by alcohol. Tracy Nelson, Jenny Whiteman, born October 25, 1963. Tracy Nelson was 22 years old when she played Jenny Whiteman. Nelson played the Whiteman's daughter with an eating disorder that showed the family's problems. Jerry's influence helps her start eating again and fall in love. Nelson, daughter of rock star Ricky Nelson and Kristen Harmon, brought both privilege and vulnerability to the role. Before the film, Nelson had appeared in square pegs and several TV movies. She came from entertainment royalty. Her grandfather was bandleader Ozzie Nelson. Grandmother was actress Harriet Nelson. She grew up appearing on The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. Her father, Ricky Nelson, died in a plane crash in 1985, just before this film came out. After Down and Out, Nelson built a steady television career. She starred in Father Dowling Mysteries from 1989 to 1991 as Sister Steve, appearing in 43 episodes. She had regular roles on Melrose Place, Chicago Hope, and The Perfect Tenant. She appeared in many TV movies and series through the 1990s and 2000s, including Diagnosis Murder and The Commish. Nelson has been open about her breast cancer diagnosis in 1987. At age 24, she had surgery and has worked to help people learn about cancer and finding it early. She has been married twice and has 4 children. At 61, she has kept acting while also focusing on family life, staying mostly out of the spotlight compared to her earlier years. Evan Richards, Max Whiteman. Evan Richards played the Whitemans' son, Max, whose look and questions about his sexuality were ahead of their time for 1980s movies. The character's story about coming out to his parents was handled with surprising care for that time. After Down and Out in Beverly Hills, Richards had only a few acting jobs before leaving the entertainment business. He appeared in a few television shows in the late 1980s, but ended up choosing a life outside of Hollywood. Not much public information is available about his life after acting, as he has kept his privacy. Donald F. Muhich, Dr. Von Zimmer. Donald F. Muhich played Dr. Von Zimmer, the dog psychiatrist treating the Whitemans' nervous border collie, Matisse. The character gave some of the film's sharpest comedy about Beverly Hills going overboard. Interestingly, Muhich was director Paul Mazursky's actual therapist in the 1970s. Mazursky liked to cast friends and family in his films, and Muhich appeared in similar therapist roles in 2 other Mazursky movies, Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice, and Bloom in Love. Muhich wasn't a professional actor, but a real-life therapist who sometimes appeared in his friends' films. After his appearances in Mazursky's work, he went back to his private practice. Not much information is publicly available about his life outside of these memorable small roles. And there you have it, the cast of Down and Out in Beverly Hills nearly 40 years later. From Nick Nolte's 3 Oscar nominations to Bette Midler's entertainment empire to Richard Dreyfuss's comeback from addiction, the film marked pivotal career moments. The tragic losses of Little Richard in 2020 and Elizabeth Pena in 2014 remind us of time's passage. Paul Mazursky's satire of wealth and privilege remains remarkably current today. Let us know in the comments which performance is your favorite, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more classic film retrospectives.